Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're getting into something called working memory,
That's right. We'll explore what it is, how it actually works.
and crucially, why understanding it might, help you learn better, think more clearly.
Exactly. Think of it as understanding a key part of your own mental operating system. We'll start by clearing up a common confusion.
Right, the difference between just short-term memory and this idea of working memory. Let's jump in there. What's the main distinction?
Well, the big difference is manipulation. Short-term memory is more like passive holding, like a mental post-it note holds info briefly.
Okay, just holding it.
But working memory, that's where you do stuff with the information. It's your mental workbench, where you juggle ideas, solve problems.
Ah, so it's active, not just storage, but like a mental doing space.
Precisely. It's dynamic.
Okay, and I understand it's not just one thing. There are like different parts to it.
Yes, exactly. The most accepted model breaks it down. You've got the central executive
The
first.
boss.
Kind of, yeah. It's the control center. Directs your attention, coordinates the other parts, filters out distractions. It's why multitasking is actually really hard.
Right, your attention gets split. Like trying to follow a complex recipe while someone's asking you questions.
Perfect example. Your central executive is being pulled in multiple directions. Its resources are, well, limited.
Makes sense. What else is part of the system?
Then there's the phonological loop. This one deals with sound, verbal information, basically.
So like words, numbers you hear or say in your head.
Exactly. It has two bits, a store that briefly holds sounds,
Okay.
and a rehearsal process. That's like mentally repeating a phone number to keep it fresh, that inner voice.
Ah, okay. So that's the loop. Got it.
Yeah.
What about visual things, mental maps or images?
That would be the visuospatial sketchpad. It handles visual data, spatial information.
Like picturing how to rearrange furniture or maybe remembering a route?
Yes, exactly that. Your mental sketchpad, working with images and space.
Cool. Central executive, phonological loop, visuospatial sketchpad. Is that everything?
There's one more key component, added a bit later to the model, the episodic buffer.
Episodic buffer. What's its job?
It's like the integrator. It pulls together information from the loop, the sketchpad, and crucially from your long-term memory.
Pulls it all together.
Yeah, to create a single coherent episode or scene. It binds everything into a kind of story, making sense of events as they unfold.
Wow, okay. So that's how we get a unified experience.
Yeah.
Fascinating. How do psychologists measure how much work someone's working memory can handle?
Good question. We talk about working memory span or capacity. It's basically how much you can hold and process simultaneously.
Hold and process.
Right, so tests often involve remembering something, like a list of words or numbers, while doing another simple task, maybe some basic math or comprehension questions. The juggling part is key.
Okay, so it's not just raw recall. It's recall under pressure, sort of.
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah.
It measures that active manipulation capacity.
Now, you hear links between working memory and, well, intelligence. Is that connection real?
It's quite strong, actually, particularly with what's called fluid intelligence.
Fluid intelligence.
Yeah, that's your ability to reason, solve new problems, think flexibly, adapt to novel situations, things that don't rely purely on stuff you've already learned.
Ah, okay, so processing power almost.
Pretty much. Higher working memory capacity means you can hold more pieces of information in mind, see connections, and manipulate them to find a solution. It gives you more mental space to work with.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And how does this all tie into, say, learning something new in school or on the job?
Oh, it's fundamental. Think about understanding complex instructions or reading a dense paragraph and getting the main idea.
Right, you need to hold the beginning while you read the end.
Exactly. Or solving a math problem, you need to hold the numbers and the steps. Learning often involves connecting new info to what you already know that happens in working memory.
So a better working memory could really help with learning complex subjects.
Definitely. Which leads to maybe a point for you, the listener, to think about. Knowing this, how might your own working memory, its strengths or maybe limits, affect how you approach learning? Could you maybe tweak your strategies?
That's a great question to ponder. So really the big takeaway isn't just memory as storage. It's this dynamic mental workspace,
Yeah.
critical for thinking, problem solving, learning.
Absolutely. It's at the core of so much of our cognition. And maybe reflecting on times you feel mentally overloaded, that could give you insight into your own working memory in action.
Yeah, definitely gives you something to think about. Maybe even looking up some of those working memory tasks Could be revealing.
Could be. Just understanding the concept is a good first step.
Well, thanks for walking us through the intricacies of our working memory today. Really clarifies things.
My pleasure. It's
Yeah.
a fascinating area.